awkward. I love it. Okay. So everybody, as you know, I introduced Laura a little bit. She is a therapist. She is someone who loves movement, has such an energy for life, and truly wants to make an impact in her career, in her life, just have an abundant life, right? Like, obviously. So, Laura, what made you decide to jump into Energize and Empower program in the beginning?
Yeah, so I'll be completely honest. I after the pandemic hit, I was unable to go to yoga. That was like my life. Libby knows this. I've been going to yoga consistently, like 2 or 3 times a week since I was 15 years old.
Wow.
Yoga, yeah, it's just like a part of my life, and it still is a part of my life. But after studios closed, I still haven't been to a class. It's been like a year.
Right.
But after the studios closed, I started following Emma on Instagram, and I just loved everything that Emma was posting about and everything you were saying about this program. And I was kind of like, okay, like cool. I'll just like read her post. I won't join, because of my social awkwardness, and I don't know, it felt like a commitment. And
Right.
so I was intimidated by it. But then we talked, and I realized that this is a chance to build community and to form a new community while I didn't have the yoga community anymore as much. So that was sort of what led me into coming into the program. Um, I was also kind of just this past year, I guess 2020, I was kind of on this journey for myself. Like I went through my own trauma therapy. I do therapy with clients. It's trauma therapy. So I was kind of on my own like spiritual journey, but also I was shedding some layers. So I wanted to continue doing that, and also build strength, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like this was a good opportunity to kind of um, get more of like a holistic uh, health and wellness into my life rather than just, okay, yoga, right? Which is great. But I feel like this program incorporates everything, right? Like mindset, fitness, diet, you know,
Yeah.
and then some.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I really created this program just exactly what you're saying, which makes me so happy, is a very holistic approach. We go through nutrition and like how to eat and when to eat for your workouts. And so maybe you could talk about that. How has your outlook on nutrition really changed from before and now having more education on food?
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like I've always kind of been intimidated to be like someone who eats a lot.
Yeah.
Always been someone who eats a lot of food, but
Yeah.
just as a woman, there's a lot of shame around
Oh,
eating, right?
right.
So we're working out more in this program, and
Mm.
um, eating more of the right kinds of food is key
Yeah.
uh, to building strength, to building energy, increasing energy.
Yeah.
Um, but going in, I was like just not lining it up right. Like I'd come home from a yoga class and I'd be so depleted, so tired. I wouldn't nourish myself because I'd be like, okay, I have to wait for dinner to like nourish my body.
Right.
But now, like, I'll work out, I'll make a protein smoothie, and then I'll eat dinner later or whatever. But also, like, I was reading my notes before we did this, and something is, I had this issue at work. People would bring treats in, right? Like, they'd make and bring them in so they didn't eat them all. And I'm guilty of that too. Like, I would do that. I probably would still do that. But anyway, I would have this problem where I would like eat like a lot of cookies because I was stressed. I mean, my work is stressful, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so I ate a lot of cookies, and I felt like I didn't have control over it. Like I didn't, like the sugar was controlling me. So
Right.
I feel like something you told me, Emma, was like, we have more control over our choices than we realize. And that thing that I continue to use and remind myself of
Mm-hmm.
is that we have so much power over that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we give food so much power, especially like
Right.
around sweet stuff like that.
Yes. Yes. And I've had that is literally the millionth time I've heard that story, not even from you, but from myself. It's like sometimes we just don't have the control of our outside world, right? But we always can decide and choose. And that goes back into like meal prepping and being prepared and like having food that you actually like to eat. So then those nasty cookies from 5 days ago aren't appetizing to you, right?
Right.
Yeah, which is
Exactly.
also we go through in the program. We have a whole module of just on nutrition. So really awesome. And I feel like you like you said, you were going through your own change and you like had a little spark in you that was like, I want to change and like I'm ready for something new to be like a woman. Like, can you explain that too and like how this program kind of pushed you through that? Like along with and you mentioned like community and we had calls together, which is always so amazing.
Yeah. So are you talking about just like in terms of having the support and the
Yeah,
community?
yeah, like your confidence level, like just in your real life, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess, you know, I think community is everything. So I went to Washington State to be with my partner Brendan um, in 2018 or 2019 in August. And you know, my before I moved here, my aunt told me something and it's like stuck with me. She's like, it's your responsibility to build community no matter where you move. So you can move anywhere, but it's your job to form that community for yourself. So I don't know. I feel like that was a big motivating factor for me to join this community is that, you know, I have that choice um, to build that for myself. And, you know, it's a pandemic, so it's hard to build that in person with
Right.
people. So building it, you know, virtually was, you know, it was kind of awkward at first, to be honest.
For sure. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. It always is, right? You just show up, you're like, hi.
But then you get used to it. Like you start meeting with these people every week and
Yeah.
that, you know, these people are here for you and
Mhm.
can support them too. And
Yeah.
found that really, really empowering.
Yeah. I always believe that the people who are meant to be in the group are like meant to be there and are meant to know each other, you know? Um, and so that's why I'm just always so excited to bring in a new round because like what can we create this time?
Right.
What do people need this time? Like how can I show up and give everyone what they need in this time? And like you said, now is so just community is literally everything. And it's kind of cool to have like a secret crew that you know supporting you, but like nobody knows about. Like it's I love that too. It's like are your secret ninja crew like you
Yeah.
show up and chit chat. Like I love that. Great. And I know that with your consistency, with you, am I sounding weird or no? Okay, good. I'm like hearing myself or something. With your new consistency and not even just doing yoga, but having workouts that you actually like and having the structure, but still being able to be flexible with what your day, what's your work day like? Like, how is my body feeling this day? So you again have so much more control within a structure, and that's something that we really work on in the program. And you've even continued on with this. We went. When did we end in like December, November, no, or early January or something like that? December, I think. So it's been a few months, right? And you're still cultivating this amazing relationship with yourself and relationship with food. And I just think that you've been just you dove head in, and that's exactly the kind of person that I want in this program, right? Because you get what you give. So What would you tell somebody who is like on the fence of joining Energize and Empower or starting next week, Monday? So what would you say to them?
Um, well, I guess personally, like I used to have a very all or nothing mindset. So like if I missed a day of doing yoga or, whatever working out, I would be like, okay, well, I failed. And I'd be hard on myself. And then I would go like 3 weeks or a month or however long without even doing anything. So I feel like this program has taught me that consistency is everything. Um, so I think if you struggle with that all or nothing mindset, I think this is a good program for you because it teaches you that it's not about, of course, we're going to miss a day. We're human. We have light. Right? Um, so I think this program has taught me that, like, it's okay to have a rest day, but then the next day you just get right back into it. And I think that, like, talking about mindfulness, I know we were talking about that earlier, but, you know, finding a way to be present with yourself and, like, patient with yourself, right? So, like, the next day, it's a new start. Can't go backwards. We can't feel shame or guilt because we didn't do whatever exercise we had planned that day, but we can go forward and like we can be present in that. And I think that's like key. So I don't
Yes.
choose the question, but
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Like someone who you talked about commitment earlier and that really scared you. What did you committing to this program and showing up for the workout, showing up for the calls, how did that change your that shift of like, okay, I'm ready to commit to this because I want it, you know?
right. I mean, I think like you said, I kind of just dove right into it. But I think, if you are someone who struggles with certain things like staying consistent, having accountability with your workouts, with your nutrition, right? I think that's me. Like I need accountability when it
Yeah.
comes to, or I don't stay consistent. Um, and like I said, I mean, you have days where it's harder, right? To do what you need to do. But when you acknowledge that that's okay and you feel confident in knowing like it's okay to have a day like that, I think it helps a lot. So I don't know. I mean, I think our health and wellness, I mean, our bodies are everything, right? Like that's something that I've really, really, really realized through this program is that, we have this one body and it's worth it to spend that money for yourself, to put that effort in for yourself. And you get so much more out of it than you even realize. Like, I didn't expect to get as much out of this that I
Yeah,
did.
that's amazing. I think, yeah, because I think people, right. Yeah. Like it just, you see like, oh, workouts, nutrition, mindset, great. But like, what does that actually mean for me and my confidence and who I am and my relationship with myself? You're so right. It goes so much deeper that there's just words can't even describe. You know, like in the marketing, even in like telling you what it is, I can't explain everything because it's just going to happen naturally and everyone's going to take what they need from it too. And going back to your point of you not having a perfect day, like there's times in our lives that we don't want to do things like ever, like we don't want to go to school some days, you don't want to go to work some days, you don't want to like rake the leaves some days, whatever it is, but like you still have to do it. And I don't know why people think that health and fitness should come so easily and then something's wrong with you if it doesn't, right?
Right.
It's like, no, first of all, you probably, no one teaches us how to listen to your body and eat,
Right.
right? Because when you're kids, you're like, you better eat this all these this broccoli before you go out to play, and it's like, oh my god, like I'm not even hungry, you know. And no one teaches you to give yourself time before you like go out into the world and give your energy away, like especially in college or work, whatever. Like you always are doing so much for other people, and sometimes you don't want to do what you know you need to do for yourself, but that's when the discipline and the consistency and the great comes, is like, I know I'm worth it. I know my future self is going to thank me. And I now have accountability and some structure and a new plan that's fun and that I look forward to, right? And we are just so, we get so hard on ourselves, like you were saying, and it can be fun and it can be enjoyable. And it's up to us to make that our own reality.
Definitely. Yeah, like we have that power to do that. And that's
Yeah.
something I think we don't realize, right? We weren't
Mhm.
taught to acknowledge that we have
Right.
that power to make those changes.
Yeah, absolutely. What was what was just your favorite part of the program, would you say? Like what do you remember still to this day? You're like, oh, that was so fun or whatever.
Yeah. So I really liked, I think her name was Stephanie Strauss.
Hmm.
I liked her meditation piece.
Yeah.
So she was a bonus
Yep.
call.
Yep.
Um, but I think she's coming to
Yep.
to this program. Okay. But I really liked because she talked about meditation. She's a meditation teacher.
Mm.
So she talked about meditation in a way that made it more um, understandable. So, like, I feel like meditation is something that, or mindfulness, even like things that we talk about like all the time, like they're just words that are kind of buzzwords.
Yeah.
But I felt like she really broke down, like, okay, this is how meditation works. You become aware, right? You pause, you become aware of what you're
Yeah.
feeling or thinking, maybe.
Yeah.
And then you have the choice whether you stick to that or let it go. And
Yeah.
I just feel like that has changed my life. Like,
I know, right? Yeah, me too. I was like on the call, like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, even I got so much from that call too. And I've been meditating for a few years now. Shows you can always continue to learn. Anything else with
yeah,
that?
another part of that too is we actually wrote down like some manifestations, so things that we want to accomplish. And
Yeah.
something for me was putting myself out there more in terms of like getting involved in the community that I'm working in right now, and like outreach, maybe even like some teaching of
Yeah.
some kind. And like I didn't even like I wrote down, what I was manifesting, but like I didn't really like have a plan. Like I wasn't like, all right, I'm gonna do this and this to get to this point, this end goal. But all of a sudden, like this, whisper got um this whisper got louder for me. And then all of a sudden, like it just happened, like all of these opportunities start coming to me.
Yes.
It's just the coolest thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Download, it can happen.
I literally got the chills from you saying that because especially in this program, especially in my own life, when we chase feeling good and like filling up our cups, taking care of ourselves, we're feeling good and we can attract other goodness into our lives. And like that's literally what happened for you. There was other girls in the program too who were extremely ambitious, who like
Mm-hmm.
wanted to just like step up in their jobs and like have they imagine like their family life and just being like great mothers. And so I think this work of self-love, listening to your body, being consistent and doing what you need to do even though you don't want to do it half the time, right, is like so powerful when it comes to creating a life that you are just in love with, you
Yeah.
know? I love that.
I know.
That's amazing.
Like,
That is so, and
yeah, that
you like literally make such an impact. Like you were saying, you're a therapist. That is not easy work, especially nowadays. And I just want to thank you for the work that you do. Seriously, you're so educated and aware and just lovable. Like
thank
everyone, all of your clients are so happy or lucky to have you.
you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, of
Uh,
course.
it's important work. It feels good to be doing it, especially right now, especially this hard time. But
Yes,
saying that, I mean, I need to take care of myself, right?
exactly. Right,
So,
right.
hey,
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions I have for you. Do you have any last words?
you're awesome, Emma. I mean, I
Oh,
think anyone who like follows you or, I mean, we had met like once before a long time ago, but
uh,
then when I was like following you on Instagram, I was like, oh, everything she says is like spot on to, what I'm thinking and how I feel and like my views on life. And um in terms of like health and fitness. And I feel like you have like a shine, like you're a shining person and you're supportive and you're kind. And I feel like just having that as a coach, like having you as a coach is awesome. So,
Oh, thank you. I'm like literally crying. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that. Love you, girl. Awesome. I love it. I see Ashley's in here too. She also was a part of the program. Awesome to see you. I know Katie was in here a minute ago. Well, great. Yeah, I obviously loved having you. So happy that you're out making an impact, taking care of yourself, and just looking at the bigger picture. You know, we get so involved in like us, and it's like, no, like be
yes.
happy, feel good, and more good will come to you. So, thank you so much for jumping on. This was so much fun.
Thank you, Emma.
Yeah, you're welcome. And it'll be on my if you're watching the replay, make sure you can ask any questions below. I will totally go in and answer them. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your evening.
you.
Awesome.
All right,
I'm
bye.
gonna answer any questions anybody has, but Laura, you can feel free to just jump off.
Bye.
Bye.